how could you be unhappy there? How could that be a place you don't want to be? I wish I could have said goodbye formally, to the Bucks at the arena at the Bradley Center.
The NBA is the dream, but it doesn't come with second chances. One day, you're the face of a franchise, the next, you're forgotten. These 5 players had everything: talent, heart, highlight reels, but it still wasn't enough. Kenneth Faried was a whirlwind of hustle. Roy Hibbert locked down the paint like a fortress. Isaiah Thomas, just 5'9", became a giant in crunch time. DeMarcus Cousins had Hall of Fame written all over him. And Larry Sanders? He walked away, choosing peace over pressure. They were stars, all-stars, leaders. But then came injuries, shifting systems, mental battles, things you won't see on a stat sheet. No farewell tours, no redemption arcs, just silence. This is the side of the NBA no one talks about. The fall, not the rise. Let's remember the ones who left too soon. Don't miss out. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss what's coming next. 5. Kenneth Faried. There was a time when Kenneth Faried was the energy of the NBA. They didn't call him the Manimal for nothing. He played like he was chasing down prey, diving for loose balls, flying for rebounds, just pure, raw intensity. After getting drafted 22nd overall by the Nuggets in 2011, Faried wasted no time turning heads. In his rookie year, he went off against the Warriors, 27 points, 17 rebounds, and he did it in just 24 minutes. That's not just hustle, that's domination. At 6 feet 8 inches, undersized for a big man, he still cleaned the glass like it was nothing. Denver loved it so much they gave him a $50 million extension. But after that payday, things got rough. His minutes shrank, the stats dipped hard, down to just 5.9 points and 4.8 rebounds in 2017 to 18. Coach Malone was blunt. Our job is to win games. Right now, Kenneth is not part of the rotation. The league moved on. Teams wanted stretch bigs, not undersized rebounders. His energy didn't stretch the floor, and that became a problem. He played his last NBA minutes in 2019 with Houston, made nearly $57 million, but in the end, Faried's game didn't evolve, and that was the final blow. 4. Roy Hibbert. Roy Hibbert's rise and fall feel like a real-life sports tragedy. At his peak, the 7 feet 2 inches big man was Indiana's defense, locking down the paint and frustrating LeBron's heat in those brutal playoff battles. Under Frank Vogel, Hibbert became the king of verticality, staying straight up, avoiding fouls, and shutting down drives. He earned 2 All-Star nods and was a key reason those Pacers squads were legit contenders. But then the NBA changed, fast. Teams started running 5-out offenses, spreading the floor, and suddenly Hibbert's size became a weakness. He got dragged out to the 3-point line where he couldn't move his feet quickly enough. Defenders became liabilities overnight, and Hibbert was at the top of that list. By 2018, he was done. Just 31 years old, and when TMZ asked him what's next, he said, "It's just time to move on. No training, no comeback." He sounded completely checked out. Frank Vogel said it best. The league has adapted, and he's been a victim of it. What hurts the most? He didn't just lose his spot, he lost his love for the game. One day he's starting in the conference finals, the next he's saying he doesn't even watch basketball anymore. Hibbert didn't fade out, he vanished. 3. Isaiah Thomas. If you're looking for a player who went from superstardom to being forgotten, Isaiah Thomas lived that story in real time. At just 5 feet 9 inches, he wasn't supposed to make it, but not only did he make it, he dominated. The final pick of the 2011 draft turned into a flat-out killer. In 2017, he averaged 28.9 points and 5.9 assists, leading the Celtics to the top of the Eastern Conference. They called him King of the Fourth for a reason. He averaged nearly 10 points per fourth quarter, the second highest in NBA history, and when his sister passed away, Thomas played through that heartbreak and dropped 53 points on her birthday. It was one of the most emotional, gutsy performances the league has ever seen. But then, it all fell apart. A hip injury during the 2017 playoffs changed everything. Boston shipped him to Cleveland, and while the hype was still there, his body wasn't. "Every chance I got, the world expected me to get 30 when I was not in the same situation," he said. The truth is, Thomas became a victim of his greatness. After bouncing around 7 teams in 5 years, he's still chasing that same level of respect. The league moved on, but Isaiah hasn't stopped fighting. 2. DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Boogie Cousins had it all. Skill, size, power, you name it. In his prime with Sacramento and New Orleans, he wasn't just dominant, he was unstoppable. Big men weren't supposed to move like that. He was averaging 25.0 points, 12.7 rebounds, and 5.0 assists with the Pelicans, looking like a future Hall of Famer. Then came January 26, 2018. In the final seconds of a game against the Rockets, Cousins went up for a rebound and tore his Achilles. Just like that, everything changed. The MRI confirmed the worst, a complete tear, 6 to 10 months of recovery. But as we know now, the damage went way beyond that. Feeling disrespected by New Orleans' low offer, Cousins bet on himself. He signed with Golden State for next to nothing, hoping to prove he was still elite. But the injuries kept coming. A torn quad in the playoffs, then an ACL tear with the Lakers, before he even played a single game. It was like watching a future superstar fade in slow motion. No drama, no scandal, just pain. And the worst part? Cousins had so much more to give, but sometimes the most gifted players are also the most fragile. And Boogie's career reminds us how quickly greatness can disappear. 1. Larry Sanders. Larry Sanders' story isn't just rare, it's powerful. Drafted 15th overall in 2010, Sanders quickly became a rising star in Milwaukee. At 6'11", he was swatting shots left and right, looking like the Bucks' future on defense. He wasn't just blocking shots, he was changing games. But while he was thriving on the court, off the court, it was a very different story. Sanders was quietly battling anxiety and depression, and the fast-paced, high-pressure NBA lifestyle only made things worse. Fame, sudden wealth, fake relationships, the non-stop expectations, it all wore him down. To cope, Sanders turned to marijuana, which led to a league suspension and more media heat. Then, in 2015, he made a move that stunned everyone. He walked away from the game, leaving millions of dollars on the table. But he didn't just disappear. He checked himself into Rogers Memorial Hospital for treatment. "I know I disappeared for a while. People wondering where I was," he later said. But the truth? He chose to walk away. He was only 26, still in his athletic prime. But instead of chasing stats or a contract, Sanders said, "I've had to follow my intuition and give myself time to explore my true purpose in life." Larry's story isn't about quitting. It's about courage and choosing peace over pressure. These 5 players didn't just fade away, they disappeared. One day they were putting up numbers, the next, gone. No farewell tour, no final moment, just silence. Injuries, bad timing, and a league that moves fast left them behind, and the world barely noticed. The NBA is a dream, but it can turn into a nightmare fast. One injury, one trade, or one shift in how the game's played, and it's over. These guys were future stars, fan favorites, even potential legends, until they weren't. It's a harsh truth. Talent isn't always enough. In this league, timing, health, and luck matter just as much. If this story hit you, do me a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe for more real NBA stories, and drop a comment. Which player do you think vanished too soon? Your pick might be featured in the next video.